Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Bloodborne to Run. Today we'll be going over the Hemwick Charnel lane area, and this will be taking you to the witch boss fight in the game. Super easy boss fight. It's kind of like this game's pinwheel. She's not too hard, but getting to her is kind of tricky, and there's a couple paths and there's a couple shortcuts that you definitely want to keep an eye out. So the first shortcut is an elevator that runs to the right over here. And it looks like it's a little cave. But there's an elevator there that you want to open up. And then there's a gate towards the top of the hill that you'll definitely want to open up as well. The gate is a little bit after the elevator that you open up, but it's not too much further after. That definitely opens up an easier path to get to the boss fight. So the first stop we're going to be making is to the elevator. And so we'll have to come down here and avoid these witches. They kind of get a little speed on them, just bait their attacks and just move. One thing you have to definitely keep in mind with is there are a couple dogs in the area. And there's a couple witches that lob, that throw some Molotovs at you that can stagger and stop you. So just get around this guy right here and then immediately go right. You want to go right, and then you'll see this little path with some tombstones on the left. Be warned, there is an enemy right here on the left, so definitely avoid her. And then you'll want to come through here, and then you'll find the shortcut to the elevator right here. So activate the elevator, and I'll show you where this comes out at, and just in case you're unfamiliar with the area. And so you'll recognize these enemies over here. This is where we started at. The lantern's just up there on the left. So now we'll want to hit the second shortcut. So we'll go back up the elevator. And then we'll want to go to the right once you leave this. Some of the enemies may follow you, just avoid them. Just run through. There's another big guy up here, so you'll definitely want to keep track of him. Avoid him. And you'll want to run into this little barn. There are some dogs here, but they kind of jump down and get a little stuck, so just keep running through and run up the ladder, and you'll be okay. They are fast, though, so definitely be careful. And you'll want to just keep running straight. Avoid him. He's pretty slow. And you'll come out here, and you'll want to go left. Take this left path. This is the only really path that you can take, but be warned, there's a couple enemies hidden, and there are several dogs. So use the terrain to your advantage. Use the fire. The dogs are quick, so you definitely want to drop down once you hit this area, just to avoid them. And then you'll want to go immediately to the left. Then once you go left, you'll pull the lever to open the gate. And so once you open up the path, it'll take you right down to this area where you originally went down through the tombstones to open up the elevator. So there's another shortcut that you can open up. Now, took a direct hit. So the next location that you'll want to go to, that leads to the boss, is head left once you enter this area. Once you head left, the path will lead up to a couple witches coming out of a barn. And there are 3 armored guys in the area that you have to be cautious of, that they wander around quite a bit. I've seen them so far as up here walking with these witches. This one always tends to block the path, so just hit her and just push her out of the way. And you'll want to come down these stairs. Now this is the boss arena for the Witch of Hemwick. And always remember that after you defeat this boss, definitely go down here. You will get an item that allow you to stack runes onto your character. This is a very good item that you get this early in the game that'll help you become stronger to face some of the harder enemies that are to come. Now there is one more secret in this area that you'll get later, or depending on which path you took, if you found the item in the Forbidden Woods, it's a summons that will take you to Canehurst area. And it's one of the secret areas in the game, and it's the only way that I know that you can get to the area. So let me see if this will trigger it, and I'll show you the area in order to open it up. What you do need, though, is you need this summons paper that you get in Iosefka's clinic. And I'll show you how to get to Iosefka's clinic in the Forbidden Woods run, as there is a path that takes you right to it. Okay, since I've already gotten there, I won't be able to activate it, but once you hit the summons, come to this big tombstone right here, and there will be a carriage that shows up. When the carriage shows up, be careful not to hit it. If you hit the carriage, it will disappear. It disappeared for me, but thankfully it shows up if you reset at the lantern. So let me get away from these creatures so I can talk a little bit. But as you can see, you can bait just about anybody and run away. It's not hard, just get used to running. And everybody tends to stop near boss arenas. They always tend to back up. So that's it for now for the Hemwick Charnel lane area. Unless you have the summons item from Iosefka's clinic. It's very hard to miss. It's one of the few items in the clinic. But I will be going over how to get to Iosefka's clinic when I cover the Forbidden Woods area. So keep an eye out and stay tuned.